Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today it looks like we are seeing Litecoin up by 3.54%, not a bad gain at all. However, with the drops that we've seen in the past 5 days, we're now looking at an overall decrease in price in that time period of 1.19. The question is, where do things go next, and are we potentially looking at a bottom with Litecoin with a potential recovery inbound? Well, over the course of this video, I'll be giving you my personal thoughts and opinions based on what I am seeing at the minute. At the same time, please do remember this is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor. Make sure to do your own research before making any investment decisions. But if you do enjoy, again, please do subscribe. Anyway, so what I really want to point out here is the trend over the past month with Litecoin. And this matters a lot. Now, over really the past, let's say 20 days or so, we've seen the price of Litecoin fluctuate a lot. First we were up by 22%, and ever since we've really been down by a further 13%. The 6-month chart is what really shows things up. Since the 22nd of July, we have seen Litecoin's price rise by over 60% to these highs that we saw, which were around 130, 135. Now ever since, again, we're dropping by a further 13%. And the question in a lot of people's minds is, do we bounce from here? And this particularly comes into question where we've seen a similar bounce from a point really very close to where we are, right? 112.51 was our previous bounce roughly, and again we were able to then go up by a further 9%, so not bad at all. Well, here's my personal opinions on this, and I've told you guys about one fact which has stood out to me for quite some time, and I really need to find the right chart to bring this into context, so please do bear with me, but again, this is going to matter a lot. So we need a Litecoin chart which really and this is perfect, right? So this really focuses on the long term, right? And I say this in every Litecoin video, but it's ever so important to see this as context. Now on the upside, what is a difficult level with Litecoin? A historically difficult level with Litecoin is 130 to 135. I've mentioned this so many times, but I'm going to draw the line here, right? So this is 130, we're going to say, right? It doesn't matter how accurate it is, but it's close enough. This is 130, this is 135, right? Roughly, okay? What do you notice on this chart? And this goes all the way back to November 2024. What do you notice straight away? And I'm going to point it out if you can't see it. Not only is this our latest level of resistance, right, 133, so right between those two lines of 130, 135, but also, what happens here? Well, 130, we see difficulty at this point, we see difficulty at this point. What do we see at 135? Well, yes, we're able to break above it briefly here, and briefly here, but not really consistently, right? We don't see any consistent growth above 135. And going back historically, you know, there has been times where we have seen this. I want to point this out as well for very important context. This is a range where it went way above 130, 135, right? So it really is a make or break. However, at the same time, what did we still see in this level? We saw a level of resistance, right? 135. A lot of resistance here. 135 to a degree, a lot of resistance here. Slightly higher at 140. 135. And again, this point here falls perfectly on the line too. Briefly above 135, not really consistently. 135 with Litecoin, in my opinion, is kind of a make or break range. It kind of has been historically for the last couple of years. You guys may or may not disagree, that's your choice to make. But I've seen it this way for some time. Now, at the same time, levels of support for Litecoin, we have seen those, especially recently, coming in around, we're going to call it 80. We've seen these more high, around 110. A lot of the times in the past, we've seen them also around 98 to 100. Again, 98 to 100, standing up here, standing up here, standing up here. We've seen this hold up a lot. 110, 112, 115... has been the most recent level that we have hit. And historically, we have seen the odd level of support and resistance at this point, most notably here being a level of support roughly, and resistance also here too. However, now that the trend has begun to change, irrespective of these days of 3%, 4% up, I think that the short term for Litecoin is going to be a dip. You guys may agree, you may not, this is just my opinion. But I think it's going to be a dip, and I think the dip is not over yet. I think we're going to go at least to 110, more likely to 100, possibly even below that, right? And here's the thing. You guys can disagree with me, that's fine. And people will look at days of a 3-4% gain and say it's a win. My situation is this, right? And I want to find a more detailed chart, so we'll see if we can find one, right? But my situation is simply this, right? Yes, we are going to see green days. No stock, no crypto, not many at least, right? They don't especially want as stable as Litecoin, because I do still see Litecoin as a good long-term play. But short-term, we've got to ask the question. Stocks and cryptos, healthy ones like Litecoin in my opinion, they don't crash. They don't go down like 50 or 100% in a day. We're not going to just see a consistent decline. We are going to see some green days. And I think this is kind of what we're seeing here. However, in my opinion, if we don't see 100 hold, I think we're looking to go lower. Even at this stage, personally, guys, I think, in my opinion, we're going to hit 100, right? At least 105. Which, for that reason, in my opinion, you guys can disagree, that's your choice. In that reason alone, for me right now, Litecoin is not a good buy, right? If it went down to 100, 110, 1.5 maybe I'd reconsider, right? But at these levels, and I think really even 100, not even 105, not 110, I might reconsider there for the next bounce. But I think the weakness is creeping into the charts now, right? That's just my opinion. And I think there's every likelihood now that we're looking to touch 110, 1.5, again, possibly down to 100. That's just my opinion. You guys may disagree, but that's what I see. Long term, guys, I am bullish on Litecoin. I think good things are coming over here. But again, short term, I think there is that risk, there's that element that we're just going to see this one, see a bit of a decline, to be honest. That's just my opinion. You guys may disagree. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you soon. Goodbye.